Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this free recap video I'm going to cover something that I get a lot of requests about, which is, Rog, can we just run through some symbols that that we're watching, and they may not be in the Forex or future space, but can you run through your levels with us? And absolutely, before a trade is something that I post on the spreadsheet in the members area or send out as an alert, before I point out to something that I'm interested in, it's going to be just a series of levels in my notebook. So I want to know whether or not I think it's going to be a quick trade, because I'm still not certain of the larger trend. Is it going to be a trend follow, or is it going to be a bigger theme-based trade? So when it comes to themes, probably the one that's most popular and the one I get a lot of questions about is the bond market. Gang, the bond market buy, and I'll be talking quite a bit about this on Thursday for the free webinar I'm doing, but our buy in bonds, goes back and back. Got stopped out here, got long there. We're still in here. Our long and buys is basically a reflation trade that has been really kicked into overdrive by the market discounting that Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve will have to become more accommodative. Look how much the bonds led the actual admission from Jerome Powell, which happened in January. Look how much bonds led that. Okay, so when bonds did that, we start getting long XHB, ITB, we start getting long home builders and construction. Okay, that's a theme, right? Another theme would be real yields and gold. When real yields start to drop, as we've seen most especially this year, as real yields start to drop, and if you don't know what real yields are, Google it, but if real yields start to drop, I'm going to get long gold as long as the trend is in place. And that's, again, exactly what I think a theme-based trade is. We're long gold and continue to be long gold in here. All right, so Boeing is a very popular symbol that I get questions about. Boeing's a great company. I don't take anything away from the great things they are going to do, but right now they are caught up in a problem, both of obviously the accidents, the crashes, and of their response, which right now I don't think is getting them out of hot water quite yet. There's a downtrend in Boeing. It's very fresh. Boeing still has a lot of explaining to do. I still think there's more downside. And so every time Boeing rallies, I am looking at buying puts. Red grab candles, movement lower, PR nightmare, product problems. This is, for now, a short in Boeing. Eventually will I buy? Yes, but not today. Apple, everyone asked me what did I think about the event. Look, I don't think it fell very favorably on non-fanboy ears. What do I mean by that? Apple has got to learn how to sell to non-fanboy and fangirl, right? Those people that love every little thing that Apple does, every little thing they do is magic, like a good Police song. Those folks are not their only customers in this day and age. They've got to convert new people. They need a reason for people to enter the Apple ecosystem. I don't think they're doing that very well. They sell a ton of iPhones, and that is a big deal, but that is really their business. They sell a ton of iPhones. Do I want to buy Apple? Absolutely. Do I want to buy it from 200? That's lunacy. It's also the top of the range. Do I want to buy Apple closer to the 200 or even 177? Absolutely. That is near the bottom of the range. What's the top of the range? It is resistance. What's the bottom of the range? It is support. And that's what I'm always analyzing and looking for. What are those levels that I think are going to cause the market to create resistance and selling pressure, find support, and buyers? Okay, buying support. All right, another market I get a lot of questions about is Netflix. All right, what are you doing with Netflix? I've got to buy the pullbacks, gang. Netflix is going to do well in an environment where the Fed has signaled that money will not become more expensive. If you are the poster child for high beta, high momentum, and that is exactly what Netflix is. Think of it as, remember what Cisco was back in the 90s? That's what Netflix is for the current market downturn. High beta, high momentum. This is a cash burning machine. They can't have money more expensive. You'll notice that accommodation is going to suit them right down to the ground. There is a lot of competition coming. That's for sure. That's another conversation. Will there be a handful of these companies now that are entering this? Apple's tossed their hat in the ring. Disney, Hulu, Amazon, Apple, Time Warner, AT&T. I mean, all these folks are going to toss their hat. They're not all going to survive. They're not all going to thrive. So the question is, which ones will be the survivors? I wouldn't bet against Netflix. I don't like Netflix as a longer term hold from 360, from 380, but as trades on pullbacks, absolutely. And that's how I'd recommend playing Netflix. And the last one, as I look through my notes here, that I'm going to have time to cover is, well, I just did the trade of the week on the XLE and crude. And absolutely, gang, we have a reflation trade alive and well right now. What that means is the FOMC again has stopped hiking rates, and if they stop hiking rates, that is in fact a reflation trade. Reflation trades, well, long oil stocks, not oil services, the XLE, not the OIH, and stay long oil. So those of you that are asking, am I still long oil? Will I stay long oil? Absolutely, especially going into the OPEC meeting next month. Okay, hope that's a good scan of what I'm looking for across a number of symbols that I get a lot of questions about. Thanks as always for all your emails and requests and everything else, and I'll see you in the next update.